Hello fellow fandom searchers, welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel in case you are here for the first time. Welcome to another Monday and another opening reaction. So, good news, I finally have time to record. I am halfway done with my exams, so that's good, and I have a free few days, so I'm going to record a bit more. But anyway, that's not why we are here for today. So, as you could see from the title, today I will be watching openings for Tokyo Ghoul, which from what I've seen, the openings for this anime are often featured in those, like, top anime openings of all times. Quite often. At least one of them is there. I'm not sure which one it is, because I'm just looking at the names of the anime because I was looking for some openings to react to. But I've seen them featured there quite a lot. So I have high expectations for the openings. What I know about the series itself, I'm pretty sure it's supposed to be really dark, but I don't know the plot, I don't know characters. I just know that the main character has one eye that's like black and red. Like, it's not human eye, just one half of his face is human and his other eye is ghoulish, I suppose. Yeah, so I know visual, but otherwise I know absolutely nothing about the plot or the characters. The other thing I've heard about this anime is the fact that apparently it messed up ending, or like the latter part of the anime is super bad, apparently, according to the fans. So I don't know how much of a true it is, but I've seen a lot of people complaining about the ending of Tokyo Ghoul. That it started well, but then the anime went in a different way than the manga, or something like that happened there, which caused the fans not to be very fond of the later parts of this anime. So that's all I know. I don't know how bad it is, but since I am not someone who read the manga, I wouldn't be able to tell anyway, even if I wasn't just watching the openings. So if you want to tell me how bad it is, feel free to rant in the comments. Just keep it in lines of normal conversation, okay? But feel free to rant. And yeah, without further ado, let's jump right into it. Okay, so let's see what the hype is about in those openings. Opening 1. It's much more mellow than I expected it to be. Well, I expect some drop later on. But surprisingly soft so far. Yeah, there we go. The character design looks pretty good. Okay, maybe it's not the main character with the... I think I was talking about this guy. Is he the main character? What do I know? Okay. Visually, So far, so good. It kind of reminds me of the key visuals for Hell's Paradise, with the colors and the color splatters, the black background and the pink, white, and just these colors splattered over it. It reminds me of the key visuals to Hell's Paradise. I don't know, this opening was much softer than I expected from a show that's supposed to be like really dark. But at the same time, I suppose it actually really fits quite well when you think about it. I like the character designs. They look interesting, at least to say the least. I'm still thinking about the, like, there were characters who had at least one eye, like, I think I will call it ghoulification. Just for the sake of this anime and this story being called Tokyo Ghoul. So I will call it ghoulification. Because I guess it has something to do with that. But I'm not sure which character I saw with the eye. He wears eye patch over the eye at some point. Like white eye patch. I'm sure you who saw it, read it, know who I'm talking about. I just don't know who I'm talking about. No, it wasn't the white-haired guy. He had black hair. Yeah, I think it was the main character with the eye and with the eye patch. So I'm not going to deal with that anymore. So again, much mellower than I expected it to be, but strangely, I guess it fits. Okay, opening 2. Let's see. Again with piano. Yeah, really soft. So far, at least. This almost looks like an ending. You know how endings usually are, like, supposed to calm you down after the episode? Yeah, I know this visual to some extent, but it's not the thing I was talking about. That was probably the most unique opening I've seen so far out of all the reactions I did. It really felt like an ending, didn't it? Yeah, so I know this guy visually. I've seen him before. But it's not the guy I was talking about. I think there is happening some mix-up in my head in the characters. But I'm pretty sure this is not the guy I was talking about. Because this guy is covering his human eye. And not the ghoulish demonic one. At the beginning of this, I was wondering if this is going to be a case of some possession or something like that, but considering I know this guy as a character visually, I don't think that's going to be the case. That was a thought solely based on the fact that this guy and the, I suppose, main guy have the same eye. That's the demonic, ghoulish one, the left eye. And considering we've seen a character with demonic right eye, I thought if they weren't going to be the same person for at least some time. But it doesn't seem like it. So that's one thought off the table. Otherwise, I don't know what to say to this. Like, it really felt like an ending with the piano and not really much going on. Like, I suppose there was a lot going on in terms of this particular character. I just don't understand it. So, yeah. Interesting. Very interesting, definitely. Alright then, opening 3. I... Yeah, this is the thing. I was slightly confused about the seasons, but apparently they all belong together. So, yeah. Yeah. This is the kind of eye I was talking about before. But it seems like it's not a permanent thing. Okay, seems like the main character of this part is going to be this white-haired one. As I said, I was slightly confused about the series, but apparently the Tokyo Ghoul Re is still part of the same story, so I will just put it together, whatever. Okay, this one visually was much different than the previous ones. Obviously, I think this one came out like 3 years after the first two. But in this, it seems like it kind of reminds me of Fire Force. Like, not stylically, but story-wise. Or at least as much story as I can guess from opening. But it looked like some kind of organization that's dealing with these... Is it superpowers? Is it magic system? Something like that. And they seemed organized, at least the main... How many was it? 5, 6? So I guess there is going to be something going on with that. If they're going to be on the good side or bad side, that depends, I suppose. Much more action this time compared to the previous ones, and this is the kind of eye I was talking about. That's the image I have in my head when someone says Tokyo Ghoul or when I see it somewhere. Interesting change, definitely, because the first, while it's still very mellow and something I didn't really expect to hear, it's visually it's very different from the first two, especially from the second one. And the character design looks also pretty cool, even though these seem to be different people. So, who knows what's going on? I don't. I can only guess. But honestly, this intrigued me a bit more than the first two. Like, the first one was a good introduction, I would say. But this one would sold me. If someone showed me this opening and the first opening, I would go for the part of the series with this opening. With the third one. So. Alright, opening 4, last one. Let's see. This interesting bending of toes. And again, they're going for such a soft... They're going for such a soft melody. There's a bit more build-up in this one. Like, there are flashes of something a bit more usual for the openings. Yeah, I think we've seen the girl before. That was the guy. Okay, so is this still the same character, just changing hair colors, or is it different people? Very interesting, very interesting. Like, in a good way, definitely. But I'm surprised. I'm actually, like, genuinely surprised about the way they decided to go about the openings. Because, with the exception of this one, they went for piano and mellow tones. In this one, there were, like, nudges to the metallic side and, like, drums, electric guitars. And at the end, they put a dissonance in that, which, fine. That's something I expected more from these openings. Like, I expected they would really lean into the darkness, as to say, and put there the dissonances, put there the sounds that make you uncomfortable and uneasy when you put them into background. I talked about it before during some openings. I'm not sure which one was it, but I talked about it before. But no, they went for piano and soft tones and slow melody. Very interesting. Interesting choice, definitely. Again, I can't judge this in terms of, like, comparison to the story, because I don't know the story. But based on what I know, which is not much, I expected them to go more into, like, horror style sounds, maybe. But definitely not this. Very interesting. Okay, final discussion. Well, what else can be said about this? Just that I'm very surprised. I think I said my bits to it during the initial reaction, so I'm not going to go back to it right now, but honestly, I expected something entirely different. Like, this isn't even the case of I'm surprised, but actually not, like I was during some of the previous reactions. But this time, I actually didn't expect anything from this at all. And it kind of makes me wonder what the story is actually about. Like, to be fair, it fulfilled its purpose. It made me interested to learn the story, which is good. But I don't know what to say about that. I don't know which part of it is actually the bad part. If it's the 2 seasons of the Re version, or if it's the Route A or whatever you call it. I don't know. I don't know which part is the bad part, but from the openings, the two last didn't look that bad. But hey, like, you can judge a story based on the openings, of course. So if the writers messed up, then unfortunately that's how it is. So feel free to tell me in the comments which part is the bad part and what went wrong. You can tell me. Like, don't put some major details into that, but feel free to tell me. Because, yeah, I'm still going to forget it anyway if I ever get to Tokyo Ghoul, so... But from what I've heard, it's on similar par as The Promised Neverland, I think it's called, where the second season also wasn't that great, apparently, judging from the fans' reactions. And there is more of these where the second seasons or the later seasons are not good. And Tokyo Ghoul is supposed to be one of them, so feel free to rant. I will give you free hand in this. Just avoid major spoilers. That's the only rule I will give you. Otherwise, feel free to tell me whatever is on your mind in regards to this anime, because yeah, I'm probably not going to get to it in about a year or maybe longer, so I'm not going to remember it anyway. I'm still slightly confused about the main character, because I don't know, from the last opening it seemed like it's the same person as I had in mind, but with different hair color. I don't know. Maybe it is, maybe it was just few characters that look really similar. I don't know. It seemed to me that it was one person growing up. Or at least that's how it was portrayed. If it's the case or not, I don't know. I'm going solely on the openings. But the two last definitely look interesting, and it would probably had me hooked on the story more than the first two. Though I would probably check the season behind the second one, solely because I want to know why they went for opening like this. Like, that was the biggest surprise I've seen in the opening reactions so far, from what I've done. Because it really felt like an ending. I can't help myself. It felt like an ending. So, yeah. That's the last tidbit I will give into the discussion. So, thank you for watching along with me today. If you liked the reaction, consider subscribing to the channel. We are currently watching Jujutsu Kaisen, Demon Slayer, and Attack on Titan. Finally, the reactions are going to come back to some extent because I have some free time. For now. Hopefully I will soon get back on the schedule I established before. Leave a like, leave a comment if you want to answer my questions, and you can tell me about the anime, about the story. Just avoid major spoilers. That's the only rule I will give you for the comments. Otherwise, feel free to say anything you want about this series. And see you next time!